What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we have a live stream today coming up with our boy CM Prism, who by the way is getting better and better at this. Originally I want to take over his spot, but now I'm kind of like happy just to watch him. He's kind of doing his thing, playing his game, and I'm hoping we have a specific thing that's going to be covered that's very important to everybody right now and has a lot of people, including myself, on edge. Okay, I want to talk about that because Guilds has been something we've all been waiting for a very, very, very long time. And now it's finally rearing its little ugly head around the corner, literally dropping tomorrow. And I still don't know what to expect. This all came from, ironically enough, I was making fun of it in my Discord. This all came from the Japanese live stream, and I was making jokes that, you know, these Japanese live stream folks have a personal vendetta against the Korean players because of what they did to, you know, the whole Japan versus Korea manhwa issue, and how Goto Ryoji got, you know that thing that happened to him. Yeah. So I'm like, they took it personal, and they're just trying to mess with everyone's heads now. That's why I'm joking, but it has messed with our heads. Let's be real. Now the question becomes, how are they going to handle guilds? Are we looking to get what the rumor is now, the newest rumor? Oh, the newest rumor just gives me headaches, and I refuse to believe they'll do this, but you never know, so I'm going to just cover it. A couple things you need to know about guilds. Number one, members. How many members can you put in a guild originally? Well, there was a little funny mix-up during the Japanese live stream, and they said you start with 10 with the rookie balance, and then you eventually get to 50. Then somebody corrected themselves and said, no, I mean 50 from the start. So what's the real number? So I hope CM Prism today and the squad from the global version who speak the language I speak can please give us the right answer so we can finally put this in the bag. Because right now, the way it stands, we've got people like scurrying trying to figure out how they're going to divvy 50 people up in a guild. And we've got like 8 or 9 guilds running at the same time. So that right there is a massive, massive problem. And I don't understand the logic behind this, Netmarble. Why would you wait till last minute to give us any form of stats? I purposely didn't start recruiting because of lack of information, because of this kind of exact situation that we're in now. Then I started recruiting because I saw you said 50 members. Now, I wish it was, kind of decided early on if the 50 members were going to be 50 members right away versus 50 members over time. Because what you guys did with Tower of God is you gave 100 members or 50 members or 100 members from the start to a guild. And that made so much sense because there were a lot of players and people, it was cross-server, and exactly how it is now, okay? So it's a little bit frustrating not knowing what exactly to expect. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is this interview with the devs. They just mentioned something here about guilds as well. You mentioned earlier that you're currently preparing the guild. Some information has been released in development notes on the official forum. Could you give us some more details? Regardless of the server, up to 50 hunters can be active members of the same guild. So this is said early on. Right? Information has already been released, but we plan to add content in which Sun Jinu and 9 other hunters will fight together. So this is what kind of throws me off as well. This is now also saying that there will in fact be 50 hunters. But is it 50 hunters from the start? Or is it 50 hunters build up over time? It better be from the start, guys. Please, please, please don't screw this up. Like, there's so much riding on guilds right now. You guys, if you make big mistakes, you're going to have a lot of players who will leave. It's true, the reality of it, right? Will the guild-related content be available at the same time as the guild is implemented? First, we plan to implement the guild system on August 22nd and make guild raids playable. Okay, and then first you form a guild, communicate members, and then you take on the content. That's right. We plan to reveal more on August 20th. Well, you did reveal more. You confused the shit out of us though along the way. So I'm really, really hoping, guys, that this is accurate. Okay. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's confusing right now. There's gonna be guild skills as well that people can use and level up. So you can use it against bosses, to help people, close the gap between other guilds, which is obviously going to be very important for people to be active in order to activate those. So there's a lot of information here on that. Also, just so you guys are aware, in regards to the way guilds work, shout out to Mastol here. He put this together just so everyone understands. Jinu is on his own, by the way, and then you have your 3 teams. All right, that's how it works. Jinu will fight the boss on his own, and then you have the 3 teams that will fight the boss as well too. Now, the way the buffs and debuffs work in this is completely crazy. So not one team will affect the other team's debuffs or buffs. So it's not like everybody fights at the same time. You take turns. So one team's debuff, or maybe they will fight at the same time, but your one team's debuffs will not affect the other team's debuffs. and vice versa. So they can't stack all debuffs. One thing that does work though is universal buff. So like Lee Boro's weapon, for example. Okay, from what I'm understanding and seeing from the leakers. Okay, so this is how it does. Jinu can still get a buff from party, but you need to pick which party he gets a buff from. So whether it's party A, B, or C. So you can decide where you want the buffs to affect Jinu. So in this case, let's say you want to have Min and Lee Boro benefit Jinu, then everyone else here will not benefit him at all. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're setting this up. Very, very important, obviously. You cannot use shadows. You cannot use shadows. Shadows are not part of the guild system. They will remain outside, so you have to go in completely solo, which is really, really weird because we know that Jinu in the comics essentially uses souls to do all of his biddings and most of his battles, and that's primarily his way of defeating almost every piece of content he ever lays his hands on, right? So it's a little weird that we're taking those away from here. Also, the buffs that can take into effect are greed, sets, etc. Right? So, like, not all buffs will affect Jinu. So make sure that when you're picking the team that's going to affect Jinu, that it is the best effective method for him to kill things. Also, if you guys have not noticed, originally they had a damage meter that they introduced right there, right? So you guys can see it. So this is going to be a great way for us to be able to tell which units are doing what and how well. And I think this is so important because at the end of the day, this is now our damage meters until they introduce the dummy. So for anyone planning to do any form of testing, the unfortunate part here is, of course, I believe that you don't control all of the hunters. You only control maybe one party. I'm not even sure how this works, to be honest, in group A, B, and C, or maybe you do control each one of them one at a time. So this is going to be an amazing way for us to be able to tell which units are the best DPS units, healing units, etc. So this is our quote-unquote first introduction to a damage meter. So guilds will allow that. Now, another thing that guilds are going to allow as well too, it's very important as well, is access to the brand new weapon banner tickets. So guilds are going to allow you to get that. Number two, it's going to also give you access to the brand new Holy Spear upgrade weapon. Okay, so that's going to be this one over. Here's the guild boss. Here's the weapon right there. Okay, and at the same time, you guys can see here, you're getting yourself mana extracts. You're getting yourself shadows, chromas, WOBL tickets, keys to Battlefield of Chaos, and then blue tickets. And then again, there's the weapon, right? So a lot of different things are going on here. And again, you guys can see the buffs and debuffs here are only being affected by the team that's there. So all of the teams together cannot stack debuffs on the boss. So it's going to be separate debuffs, separate buffs for each team, including Jinu. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Look at this, is kind of crazy to see that Jinu is actually lower DPS than Emma and right above, just a little bit above Wu. Now I'm not sure if this is real data, to be honest. This could be data that they put together just to have numbers in there. This might not be real, because if this is real, number two here is going to be Gogan He, and he looks like he's about to kick some ass. So those are things to remember, guys. So with guilds, the main things going forward is Jinu by himself with one team supporting him but not actually supporting him. He just gets the buffs and debuffs. 3 different other teams together that will not affect one another in terms of buffs and debuffs. Shadows are not allowed. Hopefully we start with 50 members. We may start with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 as you level up. I'm not sure how it's going to work. That one, hopefully we get some more answers from today. But I want to share this information with you guys because I think it's important. And guilds is a big part of the game that's being released, especially with this update tomorrow. So we're going to find out hopefully tonight from CM Prism and the global release of the Sharp live stream, which I hope you guys join, and see what exactly the devs are cooking. And I hope it's something good, because I don't want to smell shit anymore. I'm tired of it. Tired of it, man. Give us some good stuff, guys. And you're doing great. Don't mess up guilds. All right, guys. This is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.